والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، أحمده حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده. الحمد لله على كل الأمور وعلى مر الأيام والشهور والأعوام والدهور. الحمد لله ما تعاقب الليل والنهار. الحمد لله ما عوقب إنسان أو أوتي من أجور. أحمده سبحانه وتعالى فلا أحد يستحق الحمد سواه، وأشكره سبحانه وتعالى فهو المنعم أولا وآخرا، ونصلي ونسلم على خيرته من خلقه محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه وكل من اهتدى بهديه واقتفى أثره وسار على منهجه إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله، وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and we testify that Muhammad is his servant and final messenger sent to the entire humanity with the message of Islam. O Allah, shower your peace, blessings, and mercy on Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, companions, successors, and everybody who follows in the righteous path until the day of judgment. O Allah, gather us with our dear Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we believed in him and in all the prophets and messengers, even though we did not see them. Allahumma ameen. أيها الأكارم على أعتاب أجازة الربيع. We are receiving today the spring break, or these days, a few days. أيام قليلة وتنقضي كما ينقضي العمر. It is just a short vacation. Short, just like our ages, our terms in here in this life. It is short. And anything that comes to an end is actually short, even though you might see it as long. But because time is so important for Muslims, it should be for everybody, but it's so extremely important for the Muslim. It's the capital. رأس مال المسلم. It's your life. Your time means your life. Because it's so important, we have to make an action plan for anything that we are doing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took care of most of the things that we have to do. He decided for us what's good for us as far as for our souls and for our bodies, and He gave us instructions in general. Then it's on us to take it to a deeper details or not. So let's make some kind of plan for this week or so. It's, you know, from now, if you start today all the way until next Sunday, it's going to be 10 days. What can you do in 10 days? Well, we can do a lot of things. And these are some suggestions for things to do in these 10 days. أولا, يعني نقتبس بعض أقوال الصحابة الكرام. ومن قبل ذلك حديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. We quote the hadith of النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم when he said that on the day of judgment, لن تزول قدم عبد. No feet of anybody will be removed. Nobody will be removed from his position in the day of judgment until he will be questioned about a few things. One of them, عن عمره, about his time. How did he spend it? How did he? What did he do with it? وعن شبابه, and specifically about his youth. What did he do with it? You will be questioned. You will be questioned about your time and specifically your youth. عبد الله بن مسعود رضي الله عنه يقول إني لأمقت الرجل أن يكون فارغا ليس هو في عمل الدنيا أو الآخرة. The friend of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said, I really hate somebody who will be just like idle, having nothing to do. Nothing as far as worldly affairs and nothing as far as for al-akhirah, for the hereafter. Somebody is just idle, killing time. That is something that's shouldn't be there for a Muslim. وقال علي رضي الله عنه أجموا هذه القلوب والتمسوا لها طرائف الحكمة فإنها تمل كما تمل الأبدان. He said, أجموا القلوب, get some time for rest for yourself, for your hearts, because it gets like the body gets tired and it gets bored. Same thing for the heart. So you have to renew, refresh your life. Maybe by a vacation, by anything that will, help you do so. وقال أبو الدرداء الصحابي الجليل رضي الله عنه إني لا أستجم قلبي من اللهو المباح ليكون أقوى لي على الحق. I give myself a break. That's for myself, for my heart. So it will be من اللهو المباح, having any kind of legal fun, halal fun, nothing that involves any haram. So it will make me stronger on al-haq, on the truth, to continue. وقال عمر بن عبد العزيز رضي الله عنه ورحمه الله: لا بأس على المسلم أن يلهو ويمرح ويتفكه على ألا يجعل ذلك عادته وخلقه فيهزل في موضع الجد ويعبث ويلهو في وقت العمل. He said there is no blame on a Muslim to have some time for fun and for play, but he shouldn't make it as a habit for him, or as, you know, that's what he does all the time, so much so that he will be, you know, making fun at the time he should be serious, and or vice versa. So, أيها الأكارم, having all of this in mind, these are some 10 things to be done in a week or so, or 10 days. On a countdown from 10 to 1, inshallah, number 10 is, أيها الأخ العزيز, that's an investment. Life is an investment. So if you do not invest in yourself, well, you're losing, because your time is passing anyway. Let's learn a new skill. You can, in these few days, learn something new, something beneficial for you. When Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam يقول احرص على ما ينفعك, stick to what gives you benefit. Do not just let the days pass like this without learning something new. Maybe very little, but learn something new. Maybe a new skill that you will acquire, and you think that you will get to know. You decide for yourself. Learn something new and get a new skill in your life in these few days. Maybe some surahs from the Quran. Maybe you decide to take one short surah or one medium-sized surah, few pages, and every day you do, you know, one page or so, reading it, understanding the meaning. At the end of the week, at the end of the 10 days, you are having something new that you didn't know before. Some of the, you know, older guys, they don't know how to do typing. Go and learn it. It's not going to take more than a week or 10 days. Learn something new that will add to you. Anything big or small, learn something new, learn a new skill. Going down to 9, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam يقول إن لبدنك عليك حقا. Indeed, your body has a right over you. We abuse our bodies. We abuse our bodies. We eat too much. We don't know what to eat. We do not exercise. Talking generally. وَهَذَا مِنَ الْإِسْلَامِ. This is part of your religion, to be healthy. You're not going to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right, you know, with these sicknesses and diseases, and not able to move, and sleeping too much and eating too much. You read the instruction in the Quran as far as eating. وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا. Eat, drink, but do not be excessive in eating and drinking. So, الوسط في كل شيء. You are what you eat. So if you eat junk food, it's going to reflect in your body. Let's make it as a target, for example, that I will be exercising for these coming 10 days, maybe every day, 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Just walk. We have the walking park next to us in here. I assume that most of Muslims don't even go walking. Let's go and walk for a few, you know, minutes. It's part of Islam. Wallahi, it's part of Islam. التريض. هذا الحديث إن لبدنك عليك حقا. Your body has a right on you. Has a right on you. So let's change, you know, this habit of being a couch potato, eating anything that we see, and we especially the cheap things, we don't do that. Coming down to number 8, it's vacation time. Most of us would do it, but it has to be a priority for you. Take your family for a picnic, for, you know, go to a new place, go to discover something, and have a good intention. We do it most of the time, but the difference this time is, again, it's all of these are, why I'm mentioning these, you can find this in a TV program or something, but this is mainly Islamic things to do. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam يقول وخير دينار تنفقه على أهلك. يعني he mentioned few ways to spend money, and then he mentioned the best way to spend money is for your family. So have good intention that whatever money you're going to spend, on your family for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're going to get reward out of it. So you go get fun in a picnic or a trip or whatever, and you get reward as well. With your family, get them together. Do something together. Put the iPhone and iPad and stuff, aside a little bit for the kids. And for the father, get down and play with your kids and get your wife involved. Work together as a family. Do something together that's fun for all. Let's come together again. Coming down to number 7. أدخل سرورا على قلب مسلم. Make it a target for you. Again, brothers and sisters, I'm saying this to be done within these coming 7-8 days. Please try to remember it and try to do at least, a few things of these, if not all of them. Number 7 is try to make somebody happy. Just one person throughout these 7 days. Make somebody happy. Maybe by giving somebody a gift. Maybe by visiting, somebody. Whatever it is that makes somebody else happy. When you make someone else happy, believe me, you will be happy. That will come back to you. And having in mind also that من زار أخا له مريضا أو أدخل سرور على مسلم or الحديث حديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أحب الأعمال إلى الله أن تدخل سرور على مسلم. The most beloved action to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to make a Muslim happy. To make somebody, a Muslim, happy. So let's do it. Let's remember the forgotten sunnah, smiling at the face of our Muslim brothers. Being, talking good to people. يقول التي هي أحسن. وقل لعبادي يقول التي هي. Say the best. Look the best. Smile for everybody. Be easy to, get along with. So, أدخل سرورا على مسلم أو زر مريضا أو أحسن لإنسان قد أحسن إليك. If somebody did you a favor, just close your eyes and try to remember. Remember somebody who did you something that probably changed your life, that affected your life very positively. And maybe this person you have never ever thanked before. Give him a visit. Go to him, maybe a teacher. A teacher, try to go and visit, and if you're not able to do that, at least give them a call. Behave well with your parents, for example, or give them a visit or a call at least as well, because these are the two people who have, by far the biggest favor on you more than anybody else. Now, number 6, we have a lot of habits. A human being is no more than habits. You sleep every day, you eat every day, you go to work or school every day. We have certain habits, routine things that we do every day. But now I'm talking about things that are, everybody is having these set of habits for him or her. Let's change one bad habit that you know. Work on it. You may be smoking, for example, and it's bad, and it's haram as well. Why don't you start thinking about it? Think about it. This is the time to make it. Learn, maybe gradually, over 10 days or so, and if there is a will, there is a way. That's just an example. You eat too much. Maybe it's time to change that. You never come to Salat al-Fajr. The last time you came to Salat al-Fajr was last Ramadan or a few years back. Come. You are free these days. Learn to come. You already walk up early anyway. So come early and pray Salat al-Fajr. This is one of the best prayer. If you want to secure a place in Jannah, come to Salat al-Fajr. بشر المشائين في الظلم بالنور التام يوم القيامة. Give glad tidings for those who come to prayer when it's dark. That's mainly Salat al-Fajr. Give them a glad tidings of full light in the day of judgment. Anything that you're not, some people wake up all night long. Change this. Vacation is not to kill the time, is not to, stay awake until the next day or something. No, a Muslim wouldn't do that. You will have time to enjoy, you will have time to do everything, but not to waste time like this. So, اغرس عادة حسنة. Try to learn a new good habit. And number 5, that will be the opposite of it. We have a lot of bad habits. Let's change. Let's remove one habit. So learning one good habit, maybe by coming early to the masjid, maybe by saying the adhkar after salah, not to just go after salah right away and leave, maybe to pray in time, maybe to avoid any lying or any backbiting or anything that becomes very, becomes a habit for you. Change it. And then learn a good one. Coming down to number 5 or 4, we're talking about habits. Maybe not all of them are good, or wajib, something compulsory if it's a good habit, or haram, illegal if it's a bad habit. But now we know that كل ابن آدم خطاء. Everybody of us, we have sins. We have our own sins that we know about. We have our sins. Let's learn in these few days to stop making one sin for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We make a lot of sins. We have, bad looks at things. We have bad assumptions about others. We backbite. We do a lot of stuff that we are aware of. Let's choose one of these sins that are habitual for us and stop it. Because if you manage to do so, that will save you a big waste of hasanat. That will stop a big drainage of sayyat, of bad deeds to your record. And if you're not going to start right now, so when? Let's start. Let's do it. Stop making this sin of watching whatever you're watching or doing whatever you're doing that you know is haram. And you have been knowing it's haram forever. Let's change. Coming down to number 2, one of the very good, extremely beneficial experience is to visit the grave. Without having any deceased or anybody, you might need to go get some time and visit the graveyard. Go and visit the cemetery. And you will see some people that you probably knew before, that they are gone. We always talk about this. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال remember often death, the breaker of desires. When you go there, you will know what life is about. You will know that you will be there one time. So go and visit it for izah, maw'idah. You take a lesson, for taking a lesson. And also for the sake of those who are dead. Let's do it inshallah. Maybe it's not going to take like maybe 1 hour, a couple of hours of your time. That's for yourself. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله رب العالمين وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد عبده ورسوله الأمين أما بعد. The final suggestion inshallah ta'ala as far as what can you do in a week or 10 days is العمل التطوعي الخيري. Volunteer. أيها الأكارم, we are, instinctively love ourselves. We are selfish by nature. We love to have everything. We don't want to share with others. The minute we give, the minute we share, especially when it's for free, when I don't expect anything back, the minute I volunteer, this is sadaqah in itself. And it shows generosity of yourself. You are ready to give your time, not only your money, but your time. Do anything voluntarily for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make it for the sake of Allah. For your community, for your city, for your country, for the entire ummah. And if you just give it a thought, you will find out that we have a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. You can make da'wah, for example, one of the most important things. And in these 10 days, some of us here, I'm pretty much sure that some of us never ever talk to anybody about Islam. We take Islam for granted, we live Islam and stuff, but who is going to convey the message to your neighbor? Not necessarily to convert him, but it's his right on you to get to know the truth. Because we believe Islam is the only truth. As far as religion, as far as God. This is the only way, that's our faith. The only way for salvation, no other way. So if you believe this is the truth, why don't you love goodness for others? We often receive these gentlemen and women coming to our houses, knocking the door and speaking very nice words. I received a couple of them last week, looking the best and talking the best, and they handed me a very nice pamphlet about an event that they are having in a church in the beach, I think, or so. So, not asking you to do so. If you can't do so, that would be good. But at least say one thing about Islam to one person. Make one person aware of Islam. We have a lot of initiative in this regard. One initiative, for example, that one of the sisters shared with me last week is this initiative in Norway, in Northern Europe, the country, tea parties or tea time. Somebody started it, and it's simply to give cards to your neighbor, just inviting them for tea. They will come, they will get time to watch Muslims and Muslim houses and drink tea with you, and they will be talking to you, to your kids, your wife, and they will see you, very normal people. Your destiny is the same, your life is the same, your geography is the same, everything is the same. Nothing is different. Maybe different culture or different habits or different religion. So what? We are all different about everything anyway. So we may start doing something like this, and it was very, very successful over there, and it, virally spread around the country, and it was so much, so positive reaction. Even the Queen of Norway, came to one of the houses of Muslims, and it was well received by the media. And more importantly, according to the polls and the statistics there, it showed that the negative perception or negative look at Muslims had fallen by 40% after starting this program. Just the tea party, inviting some people for tea. That can change the view of others, especially when we have tons of media are fueling the stereotypes and negative things about us, about Muslims and Islam. And we have going on right now, the people, after we vote this bill that they are trying to pass, the anti-Sharia law, it's coming back again, and they are working on it, and we request everybody to do something, as little as sending an email to our officials and sending an email, or maybe even go if you have time, when it's time to show that you are opposing to this and this affects you, do it. So we have a lot of things, Ayyuhal Akarim. Very quickly again, 10 things that you can do in these 10 days. Learn a new skill. A Muslim is always progressive. Your body has a right on you, so you might need to exercise. You might need to change your eating habits. You might need to change things that affect your body negatively. Number 3, get out with your family. Plan something that you go with your family and you do something together for a picnic or a trip or so. And number 4 is try to make somebody happy. Especially those who might, be sad and those who are marginalized, nobody usually would ask about them. Go visit them. Visit a sick, somebody who is in need for help, somebody that probably nobody will care to give him a call or visit him or her. Do it. And we have a family that has a tragedy this last year. This young girl that was killed, shooted in Publix, and she died yesterday, I guess. We might probably give a phone call to the family, just asking about them and giving them condolences or so. That's a tragedy that you might want to do it. Or anybody who is in distress whatsoever. Try to acquire a good habit. Make it, part of your life to wake up early, to, if you're not doing so already, to do anything that's positive. Stop a bad habit, because your bad habits shapes you, shape your life, makes you who you are. So change it. Change at least one bad habit during this time. Stop and refrain making at least one sin within these 10 days. You don't have much control over your tongue. Learn how to gain control over your tongue within these 10 days. Make a da'wah. Be part of da'wah. Not necessarily, you don't have to be a sheikh or da'iyah or anything. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يقول بلغوا عني ولو آية. Convey on my behalf even though as little as one ayah, one verse. One ayah from the Quran. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Share it with others that Allah is the Lord of the world. Share it with people. Even though it's one ayah, might help, change the situation of Muslims, the situation of Ummah, the situation of yourself by a few words that you might say. Give a visit to the cemetery so you get lesson about life and death and about, that everybody is going to go and visit and actually be there. And finally, volunteer some of your time for any good cause of your choice. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العلي العظيم لي ولكم وأسأل الله العلي العظيم في هذه الساعة أن يعطينا أجورنا وأن يتوب علينا وأن يغفر لنا ذنوبنا. والله forgive our sins. Oh Allah, forgive our sins, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Oh Allah, show us the truth as truth and give us the power to follow it. Oh Allah, show us the falsehood as falsehood and give us the power to stay away from it, Ya Rabbil Alameen. اللهم ألف بين قلوب المسلمين واجمع كلماتهم ووحد صفهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين المحاربين في كل مكان يا كريم. اللهم نصرك يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصرهم نصرا مؤزرا مبينا قريبا يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا في سوريا. اللهم انصر إخواننا في بنغلاديش. اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين. اللهم انصر المستضعفين في كل مكان وارحمهم وآوهم وأيدهم يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, have a special mercy for this community and for Muslims here in this country, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Choose the best for us, protect us and protect our families, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Guide us and guide our steps and plan the best for us in this life and in the hereafter, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Give us the best of this dunya and the best of the akhirah and protect us from the hellfire. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina wa nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. By the way, I forgot to mention that inshallah we are planning a cemetery visit, but this is exclusively for youth, 13 to 20 years old, boys and girls. I will be going. So if anybody wants to join, inshallah, it's going to be this coming Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Please come here to the masjid. للشباب فقط. Mainly only for youth, exclusively for youth. So please show up, inshallah ta'ala, at this time, this coming Wednesday at 3 o'clock. The other thing is Quran school. Spring break is from today until next Friday. So it's off from today until next Friday, inshallah ta'ala.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة